back to nuestro rinconcito de reflexión. Mi nombre es Sandy.
Mi nombre es Yolanda.
And this is our third episode.
Yeah, welcome to our third episode. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about our faith and what we think about spirituality.
Yeah, just more, creo que más de lo mismo, more in depth into how we feel about different topics. I think we just came up with different topics about faith, more so based on like what we believe, instead of things we've been through. Well, I guess maybe things we've been through have kind of shaped what we believe,
and like the differences of like how it was before and what it is now.
Mm-hmm. What it was in our childhoods to what it is now. Okay, perfect. How are you today?
Good. Feeling a little more
centered,
active. You?
More energy.
Yeah.
I had a weird day, but I've had a weird week, but it's been good. También más activa, like más motivation.
Yeah, same
más
here.
motivation. Good. Yeah. Already. I think we should get just right into it, no?
Yeah. So the first question we thought about was, how has your childhood faith evolved into current beliefs?
You can go first, I guess.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I feel like for the most part, I don't know if you grew up Catholic, but I did. Yeah. And I still to this day, like I go to the doctor and I'm always like, I'm Catholic. Mm-hmm. And like when I go to church, like todavía me persino cuando pasa. Ya ves que antes, I don't know if your parents did it, pero pasabas una iglesia y te persinabas. Like I still do that. And I think it's more out of respect. But I did do my baptism and my confirmación and everything when I was 9 years old. So I still remember a lot of the things that I learned. And I remember learning like that you would be judged when you would die, you know, and like that if you sinned, you had to like ir a confirmarte para que Dios te pueda perdonar. Or like that, I don't know if you've heard, like in the Bible, según dice que, o dice más bien que cuando Dios regrese va a revivir a todos y like he's gonna judge them.
Yes, I think I have heard something like that.
So I remember learning about that, and I remember I was so scared when I was little to like even make mistakes, to like just think that, oh my God, when I die, like I'm gonna go to hell because I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. Like we're smoking weed, you're gonna go to hell.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. But now I feel like now I understand that we chose to come to this life and that we are only here to like learn from our mistakes. And like there's no, like un día te puedes levantar y puedes decir, ¿sabes qué? Hoy quiero cambiar mi vida. Hoy quiero decidir a perdonar a todos, a perdonarme a mí misma, a ser diferente, a tratar a la gente diferente. Like, you can change, and that's not going to change nothing of when you die. You know, like ahora yo pienso que cuando uno regresa es porque uno quiere regresar a aprender otra cosa, a mejorar tus pensamientos, a aprender a amar más profundamente, a perdonar. And I also used to believe that we also only had one soul, and like now, or like only one soul in one life. Mm-hmm. And now I believe that our soul keeps like coming back.
It's multiple lives with the same soul.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that I have a really big belief, and I wanted to mention this because it's different from what you think, but I have a really big belief that the extraterrestrial life is another form of human species, and that they are basically trying to help us evolve and be the people that we are meant to be, be the souls that we are meant to be. But yeah, that's my faith. What's yours?
Faith? I feel like for me as a child, I believed in God and prayed to Him. I would ask Him to always like protect my, like I remembered it, te lo juro, güey. De niña, me acostaba en la cama, and I would be like, I would go over every, like I would rezar, right, whatever. And I would be like, God, please protect. And I would go in my house, every single person. It was like a number. I had it memorized, dude. How many number of people in my house? How many number of people in your house? How many number of people? And like everybody that meant something to me. And I never wanted to forget anybody because I was scared que algo malo les iba a pasar si yo no rezaba por ellos. So I would kind of do that every night. And I stopped praying probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like en este sentido, del miedo. Del miedo a que si yo no rezo y si yo no protejo las almas, si yo no le pido a Dios que nos proteja,
algo les va a pasar. Did you ever pray, like my mom me enseñó to pray el ángel de mi guarde?
When
I used to do that.
My dad's mom actually showed me that when I was in Mexico. My parents never really showed us, like, nos llevaron a la iglesia y todo eso, like, nos empezamos a confirmar también, like, nos bautizamos en la iglesia católica y nos empezamos a confirmar, but we never finished. And so my dad's mom showed me that. My mom's dad, oh my goodness, my dad's mom showed me that. And whenever I prayed, I would send like energy or thoughts to the sky.
Yeah.
Outside of me, como algo afuera de mí, like rezaba y le pedía a Dios. Y a veces I still catch myself doing that sometimes, like when I'm meditating or when I'm talking to God, siento, and then I correct myself and I'm like, no, God is inside of me, está dentro de mí, so no hay donde mandarle esa energía más que tenerla dentro de mí. Like I said, my parents never put religious beliefs on us. They baptized us. I remember también que like algo que no sé dónde lo aprendí, pero que si querías algo, si le pedías algo a Dios, tenías que rezar 2 Aves Marías y 3 Padres Nuestros para que se cumpliera. You know what I mean? Not necessarily that number, but it was like I would give myself a number of like Padre Nuestros y Ave Marías to rezar para que se me cumpliera lo que yo le estaba pidiendo a Dios. Like I said,
I never did that. But...
You never did that? I did, especially when it came to like, I feel like I was always scared of something happening to somebody in my family. I was terrified. So,
you know what I was scared of? Of going to church and like, si no te hincas, like, that's bad for you.
Really?
Like, cause my mom would like, she wasn't really super religious either, but she'd be like, hincate. You know?
Pida perdón.
Párate, or like cuando se paran.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. That was just always something in my head.
I think now I don't, like I said, I don't pray. Ya tengo como 2 años. Yo creo 2 años que ya no, I don't pray at night. Pero cuando lo empecé a hacer, cuando tomé esa decisión, I was scared. Que si lo dejaba de hacer, algo iba a pasar. But I was like, no, tengo que dejar ir este miedo. And the crazy thing is que la religión te impone este miedo para controlarte, because soltando el miedo es cuando realmente conoces a Dios. Cuando puedes empezar a pedirle y manifestar cosas, you know? Now I feel like I wake up every morning and I just thank God, like, thank you for today, thank you for my health, thank you for my family, thank you for waking us all up. And like I said, now I don't let that energy, like, I try to always hold that energy inside of me, or those thoughts inside of me, because he's inside of us.
Yeah.
There was also a time we talked about, I know in the last episode, where we kind of talked about when we kind of broke away from religion. I thought that the earth was God, because when I hiked, I felt such a connection to the earth. I wasn't wrong. I mean, God is in everything. Está en nosotros, está en las plantas, está en todo, incluyéndome
I feel like everything that lives in water and everything,
is God. So I just try to be thankful now and in the moment. And I also, like, instead of like praying for things, I kind of just keep an image in my head of what I want, and kind of like a feeling of where it comes from, you know, like, I know I talked about this already, but like the plants that my mom brought to me from her boss that was moving, me acuerdo que yo tenía un sentimiento adentro de mí que si tenía estas plantas, mi casa iba a sentirse more peaceful, just more alive, like more life in my house. And it does feel like that. It feels like just more oxygen, you know. Some of them are a little yellow right now, but I'm working on that. But I guess I used to see him as this man in the sky, like I said. that I had to fear,
Mm-hmm.
because in order to like deserve him and keep an image up to be able to be granted anything, like you said, como que de este miedo creamos una imagen, you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
de la persona que tenemos que ser, de no pecar para
Mm-hmm.
poder merecer, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I feel like the reality is, like, you're gonna make mistakes. God knows that humans are not perfect, and you're gonna. I was actually talking to one of my friends today about the 10 Commandments, and I was like, I've lied, I've felt jealous, I've felt all these things that we're not supposed to do, right? And I was like, I don't think that condemns me to like hell. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know now, like I said, that I'm a human. I'm gonna make mistakes, um, and God's gonna be by my side, inside of me, around me,
Mm-hmm.
to guide me and to um, protect me. And I think the biggest thing is just allowing yourself enough quiet time to be able to listen. Because I
Yeah.
feel like dicen que la meditación, or what is it like? I can't remember now, but you just need to quiet to be able to listen to him. You know?
Yeah. And I saw this. I even shared it on TikTok about this lady talking about how um, the person that we or that Catholics see as God, who is the Bible is written about, like he was only trying to give us the message that God is within us, that he
Mm-hmm.
was able to like bring this, like él encontró a Dios, you know?
I saw this video today. It
Mm-hmm.
blew my mind. I feel like it was this girl talking about um, la Biblia.
Mm-hmm.
Dice que el Dios que está en la Biblia is not. No, let me not say that. So el Jesucristo nos vino a enseñar lo que nosotros podemos ser.
Mm-hmm. That's what she was
Yeah,
saying. Yeah.
I figured as much. And
Yeah.
like everything Jesucristo did, we can do because we
Mm-hmm.
have Christ and Christ and God inside of us. Like we can do everything that He did.
Mm-hmm.
In the Bible, they just misinterpret it, or not misinterpret it, pero manipulate it para manipularnos a
Yeah.
nosotros y meternos
Mm-hmm.
miedo,
Yeah, I believe that now.
to control us.
Yeah. And I haven't really read much of the Bible, but like the little parts that I like hear about and like I look up sometimes, I feel like it's, and I've said it before, it's a lot of reading in between the lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And like basically like what you do when you read a book, uh and imaginarte las cosas like a nonfiction, you know, that they write about, and then like you have to predict, you
visualize.
have to visualize, you have, and it's just it comes a lot. Like tiene mucho que la gente no entiende de verdad. Que they just think that it's this, like that it's that person that they draw us, like el hombre que, you know. And I don't think it has a sex. Like I don't think it's either a male or a female either. And I always would used to question myself, like like the other religions, like they believe in the Buddha, and I'm like, why, if it's just nomás hay un Dios en la Biblia, porque like todos se lo pintan diferente? But it's because it's within us. It's what you believe in.
No, they say que like Buddha, I don't know in other religions, but like Jesus Christ is the same. Es el
Mm-hmm.
mismo, la misma
Yeah.
historia, just translated differently.
Mm-hmm.
Pero
Yes.
yeah, no, I think. Oh, I actually in that video, it reminded me a lot of you. I don't know if I sent you this part, but she said que she calls it la conciencia madre padre instead of calling it God, he or she. Ella le dice la conciencia madre padre
That makes sense.
because it doesn't have a like God doesn't have a gender, so it's la conciencia madre padre because it's both feminine and masculine energy balanced.
I believe that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think into the next topic, right?
Yeah.
Which one do you have next?
I don't know. I didn't put them in order.
What do you think about grace and forgiveness?
You want me to go first?
Yep.
So I think grace and forgiveness is a huge part of the process of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because when you forgive and you let go, you kind of change the way you live, the way you think, and especially the way you love. I feel like you love more unconditional. And I think honestly that that's what we come to earth to learn, to like forgive. And again, I always think that it's something that you can change, that no matter what, like you can wake up one day and just decide, that
Today's the
it's
day.
time. Today's the day. And it's okay and nobody's gonna judge you because that's what we're meant to do.
Well, I feel like that's how everybody, it happens for everybody, ¿no? No es como que bueno, hay gente que sí, ¿no? Yo creo que gente que ya es una alma más vieja, que vienen ya con mucha conciencia, pero creo que the rest of us that haven't lived so many lives, it's gonna happen later in life. No, like no determination of age, not necessarily, a cualquier edad te va a pasar.
Yeah.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, whatever,
Yeah. What about you? That's all I have.
Okay. Um, I believe God is love, therefore you love everyone and everything. Very similar to what you said. And we with love comes grace and forgiveness. So así como dijiste tú, cuando empiezas a amar incondicionalmente, te va a llegar la like the ability to be able to forgive and have grace for people and understand that every situation is unique and you can't assume that you know what people are going through. Um, uh, because the moment you start to take things personal, and start to think, well, damn, this is like about me, like, or try to start assuming from your personal perspective that what the person is going through, ahí es donde empiezas como, es más tu ego, siento, because it's never personal. Everybody has their own journey and has nothing, again, nothing to do with you. Forgiveness. I feel like I've forgiven a lot of people on this spiritual awakening. Culpaba mucho a mis papás y les reclamaba muchas cosas hasta que me di cuenta que ellos solo hacían lo que podían, o sea, no me no me quedaba nadie más a culpar en el sentido de que cuando ya vi que like damn, my parents did the best they could, and I was like, okay, now who do I blame? And that's when I think you start looking at yourself and you're like, damn, I'm to blame because I allowed. Well, en el sentido de nuestros papás, not I allowed it, but then in relationships, because I feel like that's when it'll be triggered for a lot of us. For me, I think, and for you too, from what we've talked about, cuando te volteas a ver and you're like, damn, yo lo permití. Like, esto está pasando por mí. Entonces, it's just taking responsibility in that sense, and just like I said, that allows you to empathize more with people and forgive when you've been through certain situations and look at, a lo mejor ver a alguien que está pasando por lo que tú ya pasaste y en lugar de decir, ay, no, esa loca tóxica, decir, like, damn, I've been where you are, te entiendo. Like, I feel so much love and so much empathy for you, and I hope que encuentres el camino correcto, pero también en eso pienso que tiene que ver que no queramos abrirle los ojos a la gente en el sentido de que, because I do this sometimes, como que it comes back and like like como que, how do you say that? Like it comes back and like slaps me in the face.
Yeah.
¿Sí? Cuando tratas de decirle a la gente ciertas cosas, or like abrirle los ojos, ¿no? Like decirles like, well, look at yourself, or well, tú quisiste mal. Sometimes they're like, how are you going to tell me what I did wrong if he was the one drinking and being with his friends every weekend and coming home and being violent? You know what I mean? When a person's not ready, I think it's also giving them grace and time to allow them to then be able to step into that journey themselves.
I didn't really understand what grace meant, to be honest.
Grace is like darle a alguien the benefit of the doubt. So like, por ejemplo, well, let's say, okay, like I told you last week, we were watching that show about that girl, and she was like being super toxic and like going off on the guy and like saying rude stuff to him, like cussing at him, saying all this stuff. I gave her grace. I was like, damn, like I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of like analyze her and be like, damn, what did you go through? But at the same time, I was kind of like, I've been there, so no, te voy a dar como el pase. No el pase, te voy a dar.
Because I googled it and it said forgiveness plus love equals grace. So I was like, that's confusing.
So it's kind of like giving,
Like understanding.
yeah, having empathy for somebody, kind of in a sense, like, and like not culpando them or judging them for what they're going through because they're not there yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So kind of like with your parents, with my like me. I get it. Yeah. All right. So what's the next question?
What role does faith play in how you handle challenges?
I go first.
If you want to, yeah.
So now I feel like I accept situations easier, like where I'm not sitting there stressing about like, oh my God, like why is this happening to me? I used to do that a lot. I feel like I used to try and change things. Like, ¿qué puedo hacer para que cambien las cosas?
Controlar las cosas.
And now I just sit there and like, I'm just like, what is this trying to teach me? You know? Yeah, reflexiono y digo like, todo pasa por algo. And I know that it's such like a cliche, you know, thing to say. Like, y siempre le digo a mi mamá, como dicen los mexicanos, todo pasa por algo. But it's true, like, sí pasa por algo porque te está tratando de enseñar algo. And like, you just have to sit with it and feel it and like dejar que pues que lo que tenga que pasar pase porque no, if it has to happen you can't change the outcome. I feel like, and I've noticed that in my life, like honestly I used to stress about it so much and like either way like salieron las cosas mal y todo lo que hice no cambió nada, so like para qué me
te gastas más fighting it than just what's the word, accepting it.
Yeah. What about you?
I talked about God being in everything and everyone, and that's how I see it. Sorry. If someone cuts me off on the road, I used to have really bad road rage. My immediate reaction would be to like be mad and start yelling and cussing at people. Pero trato ahora en el momento de respirar, tomar mi momento para recordar que como esa persona yo también he llevado prisa. Y también he ido tarde al trabajo. Entonces trato de relajarme y tenerle compasión. And sometimes I'll literally just be like, okay, because I'll feel myself like want to jump, and then I'll be like, okay, no. Te doy el pase. Tú llevas apuro, yo no. Yo tengo tiempo para llegar a donde voy, so I'm gonna let you go ahead of me and just let them go.
I've never been a road rager. I'm always like, ese se va cagando. And I just laugh. Like, I'm never, dude.
Even like traffic, oh, like I feel like here where we live, it used to be smaller, so we never had traffic. And in the last like 2 years, maybe 3, there's obviously more traffic. Oh, el otro día venía, I went to the store entre semana y venía, and there was traffic on like a Wednesday at like 3 in the afternoon. There was traffic, and I was like, why is there traffic at 3 in the afternoon on a Thursday? But
it's your background, people, though. You did that to yourself.
What do you mean?
Yeah, because I don't know. I learned about that you create your own reality.
But what do you mean by I did that to myself?
Like for example, I always like when I go to the store with Jorge, he's always like, "Oh, it's packed. We're not gonna find a parking spot." Y cuando yo voy manejando, I always find a parking spot in middle.
Oh, because you're positive of it already before.
Like so.
No vas entrando negativo.
And like I feel like wherever I go, I'm always like, luego me atienden, like aunque vaya de tarde, because I hate being late. So I'm like, que tiene que luego me atienden. And it's just in my head, like, and Dolores Canyon said that when you put it in your head, you make all these background people because everybody is like not in your reality unless you interact with them. So I truly believe that.
No, yeah. Y en el libro este,
that I'm reading, or?
Yeah. What is it? El juego de la vida. Y también en el Kibalión, these are like hermetic teachings this guy, and todo es mente. So, como es afuera, como es adentro, es afuera. So, si tú ya vas enojado y todo es mente y estás conectada con la conciencia de Dios, que somos todos, y ya vas con eso, you're gonna attract that. No, but I don't know. Maybe I was just in a hurry to get home and God was like, slow down. There's no rush.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe you're just stressed because everybody's moving over here, including myself,
No.
and causing you more traffic.
No, and I do have that mentality because the city has grown a lot, but at the same time, it has brought more diversity to the city, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
More cultures.
Well, because I know when I go to Denver, over here I feel like there's never traffic. And when I go to Denver, I'm like, ya voy con la mentalidad,
there's gonna be traffic.
Yeah, ACI. Yeah. Y ya regreso para acá, ya nomás entro Colorado Springs, and I'm like,
ya no hay traffic.
Yeah, no hay traffic.
Dude, that's crazy because I feel like that's a feeling that it's like, this is home now.
Yeah.
Because así siento yo whenever, I've always felt like every time, I've always felt like that. Like whenever we would go to Denver, because we would go a lot as kids up there with my family, to visit you guys and family. Ya nomás sentábamos like Monument or Colorado Springs, and we were like, como que hasta te entra como una paz. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, true.
But so, okay. So entonces así, right? Trato de, to kind of have, to see it on the, like, on the opuesto. So si hay tráfico, I'm like, damn, okay, a lo mejor esto me salvó de algo, a lo mejor I'm delayed for a reason, you know? Maybe I have time to be more quiet time in the car, or lo que sea, you know? So try to aprovechar lo que en lugar de verlo como dices tú, de like, there's traffic, kind of be like, okay, this is more time for myself, or lo que sea, more time to rest. Just see it on a positive note y aprovecharlo. También he hablado ya que cuando tengo disgustos con mi novio, todo comienza desde el ego, like, él me ofendió, él me lastimó, pobrecita yo, y a veces le reclamo, like, tú me hiciste esto, tú me hiciste sentir así, es tu culpa. Luego pasa el tiempo y me empiezo a dar cuenta que es algo que yo ya traigo herido de infancia, de otra vida, o a lo mejor de mi linaje familiar. Entonces me doy cuenta que no es su culpa, es algo que yo tengo que sanar, y me disculpo con él y tomo esa responsabilidad de mis cargos emocionales. Entonces, eso es algo que yo ya traigo. Si él me lo está tocando y me lo está hiriendo de nuevo, es porque es una herida que yo ya traigo y yo tengo que sanar. Ahora trato de, si me molesto, no reclamar, tomarme el tiempo de reflexionar y pienso, like, ¿qué hay dentro de mí que tengo que sanar? Very similar to what you said. No siempre funciona. A veces I do react before I reflect, but that's okay too. It's part of human experience and loving ourselves as we are. Like, no es bueno tampoco si te molestas en el instante y luego, like, to be shamed about it. Like, I shouldn't have gotten mad. Like, it makes it worse. Like, no, like, okay, I got mad and I got upset, but that's okay. Me acepto como soy. Y it's okay. Like, just have exactly, like, you can't love and have grace for somebody else if you don't have it for yourself first. Or like, si se te quema el arroz, en lugar de me like, por estar acá, like, nah, se me quemó, a lo mejor no se va a hacer. My mom today, she was telling me that she spilled some cookies in the car or something, and I was like, and I was like, a lo mejor ya estaban hechas malas y por eso se te tiraron para que no te las comieras. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, think about the positive side. Yo nomás le raspo lo de arriba y chingue su madre. Que tiro lo de abajo y ya. I've gotten better at making rice, thankfully, but that is true.
And I think rice is hard.
It is.
It's a hard one to learn.
But your mom bought me those pans, and they're not cheap. You don't know the
Las
white
blancas?
ones? Yeah. No se pega nada, so I'm thankful for that, because that's where I make my rice now.
Yeah, no, those are nice. I like those too, because those are very, like, they're cast iron. No, they're not cast iron. They're cast iron.
Yeah. But they tienen algo arriba, no sé.
Ceramic. They're ceramic.
Oh, they're ceramic? I thought they were cast iron.
I don't know.
Bueno, pesan lo que pesa un cast iron.
Yeah, I don't think they're cast iron, because the cast iron's that black one.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Estas se me hace que son de cerámica.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure. I might be wrong. But son los Dutch ovens que se están usando ahorita that everybody bakes, like, bread in. That's what they are.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are, but they're the Dutch ovens. Entonces creo que this leads again perfectly into our next topic. ¿Cuánta importancia tiene la espiritualidad en tu vida de día a día?
You go first on this one.
Okay.
Because I wrote very.
Okay. Las prácticas espirituales son las que me han traído hasta aquí. Meditar, escribir mis pensamientos para entenderlos, pasar tiempo en la naturaleza, and slow down and be present. I feel like before I even understood what a spiritual awakening was, I was meditating and writing down my thoughts to like try and understand what was going on in my head or just to get it out of my head.
Yeah.
Trato de meditar todos los días, tan siquiera una vez al día. Y si no lo hago, mi mente no se queda quieta y no me oigo. Me desconecto de mí, de mi Cristo interior. Siento que tener esos momentos de silencio no solo te conecta, como digo, a mi Cristo interior, a mi Dios, a lo que le quieras decir, pero me conecta a mí y me tranquiliza la mente. Because there's days where I don't meditate, like if we get up early and go do whatever, or si tenemos visita y ando haciendo cosas, like I don't always take the time to meditate, and at the end of the day I feel it, like me siento drained and like just exhausted. So I think taking those minutes to kind of like sit down and be quiet and just listen to your body and feel your body, que es lo que es la meditación para mí, es lo que me ayuda. Cuando tengo un problema o algo en la mente que me causa problemas, como dije, escribo en mi journal. I wrote down what's upsetting me, and I feel like it's a jigsaw puzzle. Like, God helps me put things together on paper. When I journal about a problem, it resolves itself, and I come to understand where it's coming from, what it's triggering, what I need to heal or accept and let go. A veces, like, por ejemplo, traigo un problema de que, I'm trying to think. I have, like, let's say I'm really triggered because of something that somebody did to me, right? Y no entiendo por qué. I start to journal and I like write like what I feel. Like I'm so upset. This person made me angry. Why did you make me angry? And then I kind of start, like, well, this made me angry because maybe that. And I don't know. It's crazy, but it's literally like a puzzle. And as I'm writing it, it just kind of fits together. And I'm like, oh damn, okay, this is what it was. Um, like I have mentioned, nature was my first connection to God. So I feel like whenever I need to connect with me or quiet my mind, another way I can do that is being out in these beautiful mountains that we have here in Colorado and just looking at all these beautiful things that God has created and to understand that beauty and like that beauty and vibration in nature is in me too. Like esa vibración y lo que ves out there when you're there is not only like that was created by God, but so were we. Entonces, somos parte de esa belleza y de esa vibración. Lo único que tenemos que hacer es conectar con ella. Para yo sentir esa paz que busqué desde un principio, que fue la causa de mi despertar, trato de practicar todas estas cosas y me ayudan like to wait y conectar y escuchar a Dios para sentir mi mente abierta. Y I don't know, I just feel like just being around people I love, it just it it heals me and it fills me. And like last Sunday we had family over and I was literally envisioning since a couple days before, like, okay, this is how it's gonna go, and like it went perfectly like that, you know. And no esperé nada de nadie, no esperé que nadie estuviera aquí. Lo único que esperé fue like tener a good time seeing my nieces, and my brother just had my second brother just had a baby, and my brother older than him has a little girl. She's 5. So it was just like this beautiful like moment of them connecting, and it was crazy, dude. It makes me really emotional because she was like so obsessed with her, dude. Like she just wanted to be on her the whole time, and she was like, "Tia Pelos." She's like, "It's just I love her so much, and I just want to hold her all the time." Aww. And I was like, "Mi amor, you know that's how I felt with you." I was like, "We would fight over you."
Yeah.
To see who
and
would
for
hold
Lionel
you.
too.
Yes, dude.
She was the same with Leonel too.
She was the same, and it was funny,
Yeah.
dude, because um, she was like, "This is the cutest baby that I have ever held." She's like, "Wait, well, first it was Leonel, and then it was Jimena."
Oh, how
So
adorable.
just to see her, dude, and to see
Yeah.
that, it was just such a beautiful moment, and it just
Oh,
como que esa misma vibración, you know, like
yeah.
bonita y pura y con amor, like it's amor, that's it,
Yeah.
just love. I feel like that's again, it goes back to the same thing. What is my faith? And it's just love. You know, God is love.
Yeah. For me, I feel like it's very important for me to like learn something new every day.
Mm.
Like I feel like my soul craves that.
Mm.
Like that's why I started reading that book que me prestaste, because like I feel like I was going around in circles with the same things over and over again. And like it's important for me to share things with my kids, that way they like feel, and I don't like force them, but I feel like que les llama la atención también, especially with like their friends being into like different things. Like I want them to know like that there's more to the world, and I like that they're open for it. Like they ask me questions, and I just want them to know like that there's bigger things, you know, than what we are taught. So that's why I like for them to like be connected to earth. That's why I'm so like insistent on them like not being on their tablets,
Mm-hmm.
even though it fails, but but it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's so different to like raise your kids when you have this mentality like that than when we were kids, and like, you know, we were taught different. Like I know sometimes mi mamá me mira and like she's probably like, you're crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But like it's just different, and it's nice like to not be stuck to like one thing because of your culture. So like I just think it's beautiful.
I agree, and I like that you said that because I feel the same way about like learning something. I don't mean not necessarily learning something, but I love right now. I'm like a loving reading, like leer libros about this, watch videos about this. I just like I was mentioning earlier, I watched a video this morning about somebody talking very much about all these things, and it was the craziest thing because as I'm watching this video, I saw her talk on TikTok about like um I don't remember what it was. She was talking about something about God, and she's actually talking about aliens. And um, I was started watching the video, and I was like, pues lo voy a ver. Ya había visto a couple reels about it, and I was just kind of like, whatever. Pero este como que me tocó algo, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it. So I sit down and I start watching it, and she's literally talking about everything that we've been talking about in our podcast. Mm-hmm. Like almost like
was it the video you sent me?
Yeah, I was like. Yeah. I literally felt my body vibrate on like another level, and it wasn't because I was like, oh my god, this girl, like I wasn't idolizing her, but the fact that she's in Mexico, wherever she's at, so far away, and we're here in Colorado, and like we're having these same thoughts and these same pensamientos, conversaciones. Yeah. I don't know, it made literally my body vibrate, and I still feel it right now. I feel like a little on edge because it just literally was insane. It was insane what she was talking about.
And it's something that not everybody talks about. And I feel like a lot of the people that I watch talk about it, but just like a little bit and like once. So that's why I kind of like that we're doing this, because we're like talking more in like más, ¿cómo se dice? In depth about things.
It's very surface level. It's very surface level. Like como que it's like hablan poquito y acá. Like poquito about this or a little bit about that, and it's like never into depth about how they feel or what they went through.
And maybe it's just because it's hard to get in depth with like
a stranger.
And no, and like talking about family, I feel like when you it's hard. Yeah. But I also feel like you shouldn't be ashamed of like where you come from, because as long as you're learning and trying to be better, you know.
I actually had this conversation with a family member. Was it last week?
Yeah.
And it's like,
it was Monday.
I can't remember. Monday. Yeah. This has been a weird week, but I feel like we never are like exposing, no estamos como chismeando, ay, mi abuelita, or ay, mi mamá, or mi
yeah.
papá is, like, it's never like that. It's more like, because I chose to go through this in life. Como hemos dicho, I feel like it's very much that you choose your life before you come here. You make contracts with the people around you, with your family. Tú vas a venir y me vas a causar esta herida de abandono. Vamos a ir juntos al mundo. Yo voy a ser tu hija, tú vas a ser mi papá. Tú me vas a causar esta herida de abandono para yo poderla sanar y evolucionar.
Y yo te voy a enseñar que aunque tú fuiste, a ti te pasó lo que te pasó, en like yo pude sobrepasar las cosas, yo pude sanar, en like, porque muchas veces pienso, lo veo en mi mamá, like, que a veces ella se arrepiente de muchas cosas, and like I want to show her that like she doesn't have to, you know, like que it's okay, like you you can't like sit there and just going through life like thinking hubiera hecho esto, because el hubiera ya no existe.
Dijo, in the very famous words of Alfredito Olivas, el
Yeah.
hubiera ya no existe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I agree. I feel like it's not, yeah, like it's never about, yeah, I feel like we keep saying this, or I keep saying this every episode, pero it's not about that. Like, es algo que quiero que, like, la persona que esté viendo esto entienda que no se trata de. Al principio yo hacía eso, yo culpaba a mi mamá, mamá, por tu culpa yo soy así, por tu culpa mi hermano es así. Y ahora es like, no te culpo mamá, no te culpo papá, te amo, te acepto como eres, te agradezco que me hayas traído esta enseñanza. But because of everything I agreed to go through in this life, now I'm able to heal and I'm able to go through everything that I'm going through y conectar. Y es un hoy, te lo juro, hoy tuve un sentimiento, I don't know how to explain it, but I think I was talking with this friend about the 10 Commandments. I actually wanted to share this with you. And al principio como que I judged her a little bit and I was like, the 10 Commandments? So then I Googled it because everybody knows about the 10 Commandments, but I don't know what they are.
Me either, yeah.
So I Googled them and it was like, no cometer adulterio, like don't cheat on your husband, don't
Something
judge.
For your parents and
Adora a tu mamá y a tu papá. So and I was like, yes, but no. Like I agree with some of these. Like, yeah, maybe this is the right way to live, but just because we're gonna make, como te dije hace ratito, vamos a cometer todos estos errores para poder aprender y aceptar esto. Like, that doesn't make me a bad person because I lied or because. So I was kind of like fighting with her a little bit. Not fighting. We were talking about it.
Just going back and forth.
Yeah, about our beliefs. And
yeah.
I messaged my therapist and she was like, I was like, es que yo no siento eso. I was like, yo no creo, yo no conozco la Biblia. Yo nunca feel like a big church person. My family wasn't, my parents weren't. So I don't understand and I don't want to judge or tell her that she's wrong because I don't know it. Yo no lo comprendo, yo no lo entiendo. But all I feel in my heart es que no es así. Tenemos que amar y respetar a todos. Like, si alguien está haciendo algo mal, si alguien está robando, si alguien está usando drogas, yo no voy a juzgar a esa persona. Yo la voy a ver con amor y entender que es su proceso y respetarlo y ver que tú estás viviendo eso. Espero y un día lo puedas sanar y si no en esta vida, en la que sigue, la que sigue, la que sigue. And she was literally like, she sent me these long messages, but she was like, girl, she's like, this is what de esto se trata. She's like, de cuestionar la Biblia, de cuestionar las creencias que te están enseñando. She's like, y confiar en ti. She's like, ¿sabes qué te está enseñando tu amiga? She's like, you know what she's triggering in you? You know why this is bothering you so much? And I was like, no. And she was like, te está enseñando a no dudar en ti. She's like, tú estás bien. She's like, no significa que ella está mal. Y ya me mandó como a better explanation of the 10 Commandments, which made more sense to me. Not so shameful, not so like, si cometes esto, you're going to hell. More of like a more spiritual view of it, I guess is the best way I can understand, explain it.
Because like I said, you have to read in between the lines. You can't just
take it for its word.
And we have to think that, yeah, maybe like religion might be like super like important to someone, but like yo siempre me pongo a pensar quién escribió la Biblia. Like siguen saliendo nuevas Biblias y Dios no las está escribiendo. Like Dios no está aquí es sentado escribiendo una Biblia. So like no puede uno creer todo. And like no digo que es malo, no digo que creer en la religión es mala, pero pues it's just the way we
Not
feel.
questioning
Yeah.
it is what's, I feel like, blindly following
Yeah.
somebody, and just because te lo dicen lo crees,
Mhm.
no es lo que no está bien. It's what she told me. She was like, cuestiónalo y confía en ti, porque en ti, adentro de ti, aunque no lo recuerdes, ya está la respuesta. She's like, estás bien. She's like, because you're remembering. She's like, te estás acordando de cosas y estás conectando con el Dios adentro de ti. She's like, estás, what did she say? She was like, estás, I don't know what she said, but it was like, she was like, you're raising your frequency basically. She's like, by trusting in yourself. She's like, and not just trusting what somebody else tells you. We're back. Something crazy just happened. Do you want to share?
Yeah. Somebody was knocking at the door, and it was some girls wanting to talk about the Book of Mormon.
It was crazy though, because we're just sitting here talking about all of this,
Mhm.
talking about our beliefs.
We should have asked what they read so we could have
we could have
read,
shared it.
but I don't know. But
She
anyways,
talked about something about like I don't remember what scripture it was, but she said it was about like charity, how you felt Jesus Christ in your life today,
Mhm.
to basically talk about, because he can show up in a lot of different forms in your life. So how did you feel him today?
Mhm.
And I was like, girl, this moment right now,
Yeah,
like the fact that we're
talking about it and it happens.
like that we're talking about faith and religion and what
Mhm.
we believe is true, and to have somebody come and knock at the door and be like, can we share a message of God to you? And it's
Yeah.
just like,
It was wild.
mind blowing,
Yeah.
honestly. But I don't even remember what I was talking about before. Oh, just about this, I think. Just about
Yeah.
these things happening and just like shaking you. Like,
My legs were shaking when they were talking to me.
dude, I was nervous. My hands were like, I'm sweating because
Yeah.
I was like, this is God, like
Yeah.
telling us maybe that we're on the right path and to continue and to
That's
love
crazy.
and to be who we are and respect. I think above all, right?
Yeah.
With all these like before and after reflections that we're having, we're not like saying, oh, this is wrong. Like, I don't think church or religion is wrong. I don't think they're wrong. I know for a fact that the um, people from the Mormon Church, I can't remember, Latter Day, what the Mormon Church, I feel like does a lot of good. They go to a lot of countries and do a lot of good things for people. You know, they do these missions and they spread word, and it's lo que te arrime a Dios. You know, yeah, it's up to you to make that decision. Same with the Catholic Church. There are a lot of things that go on that are not good.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of documentaries about things that go on in different churches and in different religions that
Kind of like cults.
yeah, well, even like I actually watched one about the Mormon Church, and then I watched a couple different ones, but where they abuse their power.
Oh yeah.
So of course there is a negative to it. I'm not taking away from that, but it also doesn't take away from the good that they do.
Yeah.
So it's a balance, I think, you know, and mundo online. And I think that's what kind of what I was talking to my therapist about. I'm like, I don't believe in good and evil. Like, I don't think somebody's evil, and I don't think we're good because we think
we're
this.
into all of this.
And I don't think they're evil because they believe in a church. You know, like
Yeah.
I think it's about love and just understanding and respecting everybody's journeys.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think everything is connected, dude. I think I shared this the other day where it's like witches believe in witchcraft. ¿Sí lo viste? And like atheists believe in whatever.
I think so. That rings a bell.
And like Catholics believe in prayer, or más bien
Los Santos.
like yeah, Los Santos, or like that. And like it's there, like nobody's denying its existence, and like it's the same thing. It's all connected, and nobody realizes that
it's all one God. I do remember that now. It was like Buddha. That's the only one I can mention because that's the only thing I remember. Jesus, la Virgen María, whatever. Like it's todo. Like it's lo mismo. It's just people fighting over how to manipulate
and I think that whatever you believe in, like a lot of people believe in la Santa Muerte, but it's lo mismo.
I don't know much about myself.
Me either. and honestly, it scares me.
Me too. That's why I never.
Yeah.
But I feel like as long as, well, like I told you last time, if you put your faith in this jarrón, este jarrón te va, it's gonna grant you.
Mm-hmm.
If you put your faith in the earth, it's gonna grant you because God is in everything. So at the end of the day, if you're having that faith from love and respect and purity, without wanting to harm others or whatever it might be, it's a camino correcto. Yeah. I think actually the
kind of leads me to that.
What is
the devil?
What is the devil? Yeah.
Do you have any?
I think for me it's very minimal what I have actually looked into this topic, but it's just basically para mí siento que es, and I don't even call it the devil, but I think it's just, like I said last time, el parásito de este mundo es todo lo negativo, la envidia,
That's what I put
los celos. Really?
I was like, I do not believe in the devil. I believe in negative energies.
Yeah.
Dark souls.
I don't know even dark souls. I think just these negative beliefs que nos imponen de niños y que tenemos que ir sanando, right? Los celos vienen de algo, de que vienen de la inseguridad. Si tú no eres seguro en ti, vas a sentir celos. If you're sure in yourself, even if your partner is cheating on you, y tú estás seguro en ti, de todos modos esa persona no necesitaba estar en tu vida, like it's still a blessing.
I was just thinking about that with la comadre Lulu.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I was crying.
I saw that video too.
I was so crying, sad. Yeah.
It literally broke me when she was like, I'm not enough. I didn't break it, but when she was like, I'm not enough.
Yeah.
When am I ever going to be enough? I was like, girl, you are enough. Tú eres todo. Yeah. It's just not for that person.
Yeah.
Va a llegar tu persona. Dios te está quitando esta persona de tu vida para darte la persona que te mereces.
Yeah.
Y yo entendí eso.
Y si no la persona, la vida que se merece.
Oh.
Yeah,
yes.
Like, I feel like she already does so much for herself and her family that, like.
But I feel like todos merecemos amor. And maybe I'm wrong in this, but I feel like es bonito tener a alguien y no necesitarlos.
Yeah. Pero yo pienso que también, como todo, ella nada más necesita aprender algo, and like maybe ya le toca like amarse a ella. I feel like she would always put everything before herself, and I feel like as ¿cómo se dice? Like influencer, it's always harder, because
that's what I was telling on. You're public, so siento que ella estaba diciendo que she always que le pasó more than one time, and that she just kept forgiving him. So I feel like I don't know what happened. Allegedly, it was what people are saying happened. I feel like if that truly happened, Dios le puso como unas aquí. She just kept forgiving him when it was with people desconocidas. So como que le dijo, con esta te voy a dar para que entiendas que no es aquí. And I feel like I saw a video that said like she's getting closer and closer to God in her own way.
It was a sign.
So it was like God telling her, okay, ahora te voy a dar. I don't know. It's.
Ahora te voy a dar más.
Quitándote a esta persona, te voy a poder dar lo que de veras
mereces. Yeah.
No, and I feel like that's what happens. Like that's the ego. Look at the sides, and I keep mentioning this. But cuando yo me aferraba a esa persona que yo tenía en mi vida que no era para mí, nada me iba bien. Y el momento que yo lo solté, like stuff started happening that were better in my life. So I feel like now I'm not saying that I don't have moments of insecurity, pero sí, pienso like si de veras esa persona es para mí, no me va a fallar. Y si me va a fallar, yo no lo puedo controlar, va a pasar. Y I don't know, to me it's just kind of hard to think like in my mind and in my body, no siento que there's like, because I don't believe in hell. I feel like hell is on earth. We are living hell right now. If you choose to feel all these negative energies, this is hell. If you're choosing to live your life with jealousy, envy, greed, all of these negative feelings, fear is a big one too. If you choose to live your life with fear, Entonces tú estás viviendo hell right now
Yeah.
in this present moment. When you die, you don't go to heaven or hell. Como dijiste tú. It's another incarnation of the soul.
It's another dimension, it's another plane, but it's not hell. It's just somewhere where you go to learn, and then you realize that you have to come back because you haven't. I don't know. I'm kind of questioning that. Where like, según yo, like sigues viniendo hasta que aprendes lo que es tener vida eterna, and like después te puedes ir al paraíso. But I don't know. I've been kind of questioning that because like I feel like we never fully evolve, or like
the way
I don't know.
I've heard some people explain, and it calls to my soul. Y a veces como like decimos, right? Don't just follow what you believe. But si yo lo siento en mi alma, si alguien, and I've recognized this honestly today when I had all these conversations, when I saw all these videos, que si alguien dice algo y yo lo siento en mi alma que es verdad, I think it's true because you're remembering things you already knew. That person is just reminding you things que tú ya sabías. Entonces, yo he oído que dicen que, como te digo, and I heard it again today from this girl, I've heard it before from my therapist, so now I'm like, I feel like it's true. Like, vivimos vida y vida y vida, right? Y en cada vida vas sanando más, hasta que llegas a un punto where you come back and you're healed and you come to help
Others.
Yes. So te sanas tú en esa vida todavía, pero lo haces en temprana edad que empiezas a ayudar a otra gente a recordar y a sanar. Entonces, creo que después de esa vida, a lo mejor you get a little bit of a break en un plano donde no hay toda esta humanidad, donde no hay emociones, donde no hay miedo, donde no hay amor. And you kind of just have this like nothing, but then maybe if you want to, or maybe if God wants you to, you come back again, pero as a new soul.
Yeah.
A vivir todo otra vez.
Well, I've just seen that there's like different planets, different planes, where like kind of like it's a game. Va subiendo de nivel. And like I feel like I used to think that at one point you're gonna be at the top, and like you're gonna be there because that's where you need to be, because that's what your soul has evolved to be. But like now I am thinking like how I was reading about how the animals were sent and all these things. Just I do think we do come back, like you said, to show. And I just used to think that no, once aprendías lo que tenías que aprender, ya no ibas a regresar. Pero ahora ya pienso un poco diferente.
Y creo que la gente con la que a lo mejor en tu primera, estas internaciones que vives, ¿no? Sigues como regresando with similar people, ¿no? A lo mejor hay gente que tiene enlaces más profundos que otra gente. I feel like you and I have that. I feel like it's not no hay coincidencias. We keep saying this, but I feel like it means something that you and I had this relationship as kids where we were like, not, I feel like inseparable. Vivíamos lejos, pero nos veíamos y estábamos como chicle uno encima del otro all the time. And I feel like for now to it transition into adulthood, for us to be en este despertar, en este camino, en esta
frecuencia,
vida, en this frequency, no es, creo que we keep coming back into each other's lives. And I feel like
that's why I really want to know who I was before this life. I do. I want to learn.
I actually, that girl that I was actually to, she does that. She does tarot readings. Like, she does tarot cards. Y yo antes pensaba que era como leerte las cartas, like, tu esposo se va a morir. Pero it's not that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I used to think. Like, como lo que ves en la tele, ¿no? Que te leen las cartas y mañana, you know what I mean? Like, como like a demonic thing. Y no es eso. Ella hace numerología, pero aparte de la numerología, dice que ella no dice el futuro, because she feels like that's crossing a boundary, pero que sí te dice de tu pasado. Y te dice...
I'm down.
Te voy a mandar her information.
But will she do it to us, or is it just...
No, yeah. I mean, you pay, but
okay.
But she does it. She does it. I'll send you the info, but I feel like it's not a coincidence, you know, que estamos en este camino y que estamos en esta vida, dude, y hoy lo sentí más fuerte que nada. Te voy a hizo, so en tu numerología están tus números, ¿no? So you add up all your date of birth. Yours, I did yours adds up to, ¿es qué número es el numerología?
One.
One. Oh, so 2 and 8. Those are your numbers. 2 and 8.
Yeah, because I'm a 10.
Yeah. So es 2, 8 y 10. And you look those up in tarot cards y te dice sobre ti. No me acuerdo exactamente. We have some very in common because el mío es 2, 6 y 8. So we have 2 and 8 in common. So it just kind of like me sigue vibrando esto como de que WTF, you know? Like, no es coincidencia que tengamos el mes 1, el día 1, ya el año es diferente. Que tengamos tantos números en común, it's something good. Y aparte leí la de Juan y la de Silvia me pegó un poquito más because everything that it said, his was, because he's a 4, so his was 1, 3, and 4.
Jorge's a 4 too, dude.
And it was saying, like, everything that it said about him is things he's brought in my life. Like, the strong father figure, I know that sounds weird, pero el responsable, el que guía a la gente, and he's done that, dude. He's guided me. There was 2 others. Something. So it's kind of like that, right? So today I just had a crazy day of realizations, and I'm just like, y ahora que lleguen esas muchachas y nos digan, you guys want to talk about God? I was like, okay, this is not a coincidence. This is maybe just God telling us you guys are on the right path.
Yeah.
Maybe on the podcast, maybe in life, maybe together, you know, seguir creciendo. And it's beautiful.
And it's crazy because out of everybody, dude, like I had Jorge so close to me, like when I started to go through this, and like a nadie le insistía tanto como te insistía a ti, you know?
Como que you were like, come on, just get on it, just get with me on this thing already.
Yeah, it was crazy, but like
como que no me querías dejar atrás, como que you were like, please,
like she has to come with me. Yeah, it's crazy. I felt like that.
And for me, like te lo he dicho y como lo he dicho ya, it was like, me estabas
volviendo loca.
Me estabas derrumbando mi mundo, and that's what she said. She was like, la noche oscura del alma, que es donde sana, que es donde despiertas, es que es tú. She literally said to, she's like, la noche oscura del alma. I've never heard this girl, I've never seen her before. And she said, la noche oscura del alma es donde se te derrumba tu mundo, caes a un hoyo y te tienes que levantar. Is that not the exact words we said a couple podcasts ago? Like you feel like you're in a hole.
Yeah.
To have never heard this person talk and to have literally the same exact thoughts, like esto no es coincidencia. Entonces it's crazy. Y luego en la mañana, I try to start my day, not always, pero medito y luego I try to read a little bit. It's kind of like, this is the message I have for the day. Y en la mañana empecé a leer el libro del Kibalión. I tried reading it a couple times, and the way it's worded is so hard to understand. Pero creo que esta vez sí lo voy a leer porque lo entendí más. Y dicen que ese libro no te llega a tu vida hasta que estás listo para entender las cosas que ese libro dice. So today I read it and it made sense. La primera ley es que todo es mentalidad. El universo, Dios, todo es mentalidad. Tú eres mentalidad. La segunda ley es que of course, now I'm on the spot, I can't remember. But as I was reading them, they were making sense. And I was like, okay, todo es mente. Entonces, como es adentro, es afuera. Entonces, si tú controlas tus pensamientos and you stay positive, puedes controlar tu vida afuera.
I saw something about that it's related to the chakras. Like, mind, something. Las leyes.
I'm not sure. I haven't finished reading the book, so I don't know. I've only gotten to I've only been able to, the last time I read it, get to like maybe chapter 4, pero no se me pegan las palabras. Yo que las leí se me pegaron and I was like, damn. So in order for me to be able to manifest what I want, I have to stay positive and trust in God. And I've known that before, pero today I felt it. No solo lo leí, sino que lo comprendí, lo sentí. So it was everything.
Yeah.
For both of us. You said you had a heavy day at work, huh?
Yeah, it was heavy. But
I don't know. I feel like, again, respect and love to everybody in our family. And again, we never judge. We're not judging. If you are a religious person, if you are somebody who goes to church and you go live by the Bible,
It's
good for
okay.
you. Good for you.
Yeah. And
Qué
I
bueno
didn't
que tengas
finish
a Dios en
talking
tu
about
vida.
the
Oh,
devil
sorry.
though.
Go for it.
But I do believe in dark souls because
What
I
does that
feel like I feel like I'm a light being, like,
Ah,
you know,
yes, somos seres de
luz.
luz. Yes.
Y hay luzos oscuras. Yo pienso que the people in the government are dark souls.
Stop it right now, because that's what I was listening to that girl say today.
Yeah.
Y lo sentí en mi alma. And,
I really much feel like they are because they try to shut our light down.
they feed off our light.
But how are they dark souls if they feed off our light? That's like, I think of them as dark souls because they, like, I don't know, they no quieren, like, que nosotros,
salgamos adelante. They want to have us trapped
and controlled, yeah. So,
okay, this is crazy. Another crazy thing. So we've been watching a lot of just odd off shows. We've been watching Superman and Lois. Que se trata de la vida de Superman y de su esposa when they settle down and have kids. Ahorita en el season que estamos, dude, I can't organize my thoughts because they're just racing at 1,000 miles an hour. En el episodio que estamos ahorita, there's this lady who wants to do interdimensional travel. Because she has this pendant que su papá se volvió loco tratando de entender y su abuelo también. So se lo pasaron a ella. Generationally, it came down to her. Con ese pendant, de niña le dicen, tu papá te heredó este pendant. ¿Lo quieres? ¿Aceptas el challenge? Or do you want to give it up? And she accepts it. So ella crece y no la vuelve loca. Ella empieza a cult, basically, de en estos pensamientos de atrayendo a gente con yo soy paz, yo soy luz. Hay otra dimensión y para nosotros ser completos, we have to join with that dimension. So they fight, whatever you know.
OA vibes?
Yeah, kind of.
Where you have to be a group and you have to do those
Oh,
dances?
no, not like that. Okay. So ella, el pendant, so ella de la otra dimensión, que it's our inverse dimension. So
yeah, so like the OA, because those moves are what send them to the other dimension.
No, because this is so there's earths. There's multiple earths, and then there's dimensions. So in the story, yo no sé, la vida real, right? This inverse world is the opposite of our world. So in our world, Superman throws lasers out of his eyes, and Earth throws ice out of his mouth. Fire out of his eyes, ice out of his mouth. In that world, he does ice out of his eyes, fire out of his mouth. So it's just opposite. It's like opposite world. Ella en ese mundo y ella en este mundo tienen que go through this portal with the pendant to be able to join. Y ya cuando estén las dos en el mismo in the same earth or whatever, they'll join. And she becomes this. So le está prometiendo a todos que si la siguen y que van con ella, que todos se van a convertir en dioses y que van a ser enteros y que y van a llenar ese vacío que tienen. So she goes in the world, she becomes this superhuman being, God, and she starts to take energy from people. And she takes the first person she does it from is this guy, his name's Kal-El, is el hermano de Superman. And she drains him completely of his energy and she becomes stronger. But she's still evil. Because en el momento de tú robarle a alguien su energía, you're committing, I don't want to say evil, but you're allowing darkness into your soul because you're killing that person. She does it to Superman. I think you guys would like it. But
so that's giving me the government vibes, is what you're trying to tell me?
In the podcast that I watched today of that girl, she was talking about, I can't say it word for word, I can't remember it, pero estaba diciendo que había otro mundo donde esos seres, estábamos aquí en este mundo como an early stage of cavemen or something in between apes and cavemen. Y estaba este mundo donde estaban estos extraterrestres que only way they can have energy is from gold. Se cansaron de buscar gold, so they were looking for a planet to be able to make a human, or to be able to make a person, a thing, que les buscara el oro y se los diera para ellos no tener que gastar tiempo buscando el oro.
I've read about that.
So these people, these aliens, make lo que somos nosotros, que somos Homo sapiens. Y we start giving them gold and they're content, pero después vienen a la tierra a visitar y a ver lo que somos y ven que en nosotros hay esta luz. Y la luz está de nosotros, porque en parte somos ellos, because they created us from them and from the early ages of what humankind was, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the proper terminology. Y we're part them, part human. Entonces, they realize that we have an energy source, and that energy source comes from Earth, that comes from our humanity. So they're like, forget gold. We don't want gold. We want what these people have. So they come here, they become lo que son reptilianos, and they start, because they can shapeshift, and they shape into a human and start eating our energy, and they create religion, which, respectfully, I don't want to offend anybody, they create religion, which is you going to church and honoring this God, que en realidad es ellos, y is draining you of your energy. So, en el momento de tú robarle a alguien su luz, tú te vuelves oscuridad.
Pues I do believe that there's a lot of different types of extraterrestrial life. Y así como hay bueno, hay malo.
That's what she said too.
Como en el libro de Dolores, yo he leído que hay unos que llegaron aquí y que se tuvieron que quedar aquí because they chose to be bad. You know, so that's why maybe the extraterrestrial life that we have here are stuck here because they chose to be evil. And they have no way, because that's what they say, like there's no way for them to go back because yeah, because they're evil.
Well, she was saying that en esta realidad que ella tiene, eran hermanos, like era una familia, right? El papá y los hermanos, y mandó a los hermanos aquí, y los hermanos se la pasaban peleándose for territory, to be able to steal energy, and then those brothers had kids, right? So it's like families and people, whatever, you know, from this other world. Y los dividió, le dijo no more fighting, le dijo a ti te va a tocar Asia y África, y a ti te va a tocar Europa y las Américas. So entonces, this alien created this religions on these continents, and this alien created this religions on these continents. So, I don't know.
That's why there's differences of religion, and they just made it basically to manipulate us and
feed our energy. And when you're on your phone constantly feeding your energy, and I'm guilty of this. I'm not saying I don't do this because I do. Guilty of like scrolling, or when you're saying, I don't know, but it was just when you're feeding into the consumerism, like of constantly needing and buying, you're giving somebody your energy. Aparte de darles tu dinero por el que trabajas y el que haces, you're giving them your energy.
Yeah.
So it's not really about money. It's not really about. It's more about power and energy. And that's our biggest. Eso es lo que nos hace rico, esa energía. Yeah. Nos hace ricos como humanos. Es esa energía, and we have a choice of where we put that energy. I feel like that's why when you meditate, it fills you because you're giving yourself that energy.
Yeah, it does. But not necessarily, dude. I don't meditate, and I don't feel.
No, I'm not saying it's the only way, but I feel like when you meditate and you do feel that, that's why. There's other ways of doing it.
Yeah, because I feel like with me just giving myself like time to be alone, like even if I go and sit in my room and have time to myself, like last night I just went to my room, I was reading that book that you me prestaste, and like just breathing and just like reflecting on it, and like I said, like my brain craves a lot. Like it just wants to know more and more and more because I feel like that's what gives me power. Yeah. And it's crazy because how I had also told you that I had wrote that I was ready to receive what I was meant to receive, with all the memories. Like I just have this huge feeling like that my mind just wants more every day, every day. It like wants something new. But but yeah, that's crazy how we connected on something. We every day we do. I feel like yeah.
And that's why sometimes it's like it's draining because I can't do this every day. Like I can read and I can reflect on things, but this kind of connection, aparte, o sea, la espiritualidad no es fácil. Aparte de ser bonita y de vibrar más alto, también es fuerte. Like,
Y te cansa. Y like a veces it makes you moody because yo sé que a mí like como yo pienso que yo tengo creencias diferentes que tú en like I feel like learning all these other things about aliens and stuff like it's so much more que like it acaba conmigo a veces que no tengo ganas de like no quiero ver a nadie, no quiero hablar con nadie like porque tengo que sentarme and like reflect on it. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of information out there, and you can pick and choose what you want to believe.
Yeah.
And it comes down to what speaks to your soul. ¿Qué le habla a tu alma? Que cuando tú lo oyes, you're like, damn, lo sientes, vibra en ti. I feel like that's what you listen to, and I feel like that's what I learned today. Que lo que yo sienta en mi alma, lo que me haga vibrar más alto, lo que me mueva, y que diga, no sé por qué, pero eso it resonates with me.
And it's calling my name.
Yeah, and it's like, what is this? I want to know more. I want to know more.
Yeah.
Eso es lo que debes de seguir. Y eso es lo que vienen a recordarte, lo que viene a Dios a. Y te voy a decir, I argued with my friend about it. I talked with my therapist. She kind of, not calmed me down, but she kind of like me ayudó to puzzle my brain because I was like all over the place. And then my friend, she didn't answer me for a little bit. After I talked to my therapist, she answered me and she was like, it ended up being that we were saying the same thing. It was like just misinterpreted what I was saying and what she was saying. It all started because I sent her that video of that guy with the like white dot right here, that he was saying que no hay moral wrong or good, something moral good or bad or something like that. And then she was like, I think there is because por eso Dios nos dio los 10 commandments.
There's like some commandments in the spiritual world too. In our world, I don't remember what they are, but I've looked them up.
I don't think I've ever come across anything like that. And I feel like todo te va a llegar cuando estés listo.
Yeah.
So, igual que cuando me trataste de recordar y de abrir los ojos, yo no estaba lista para recordarlo todavía. So it's like,
pero no es de que no estaba lista, yo pienso que es porque tú lo tenías que ver de diferente forma y yo lo veía de otra, yo lo veo de otra forma.
No, I agree. And I feel like we talked about this, but I actually, the other day I was thinking about like what you say that like it's easy for you to connect. And for me it's not. But for me it's easier to, para mí lo que me viene más fácil es encontrar paz. So I was taking ashwagandha for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I don't know. They would call me. Ya tengo como 3 meses que no me la tomo, and I call myself. It's like in these moments of de repente donde me entra ansiedad or whatever, I'm like, me viene fácil to just breathe and connect with my breath. So I feel like you're right. I needed to find it in my own way because iba a ser algo que me
iba a cambiar la vida.
Ya, pero era algo que me iba a llamar a mí from my perspective and from my life. Y lo que a ti te llamó is from your perspective and your life. And from what we understand, I guess también because of your family, like because of your dad, because you said that your mom said that he used to believe in all this stuff too. So
and my dad is like really into church, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Like he's all about the santos. Like,
Maybe because he has fear.
and it's
because of
crazy.
everything he's done.
It's crazy that I'm saying this because today I came across my dad's necklace that my grandpa gave me, que le dio, y me lo iba a poner porque tiene la virgencita. And I was like, nah, like, ¿cómo me veré yo? I wear it like every now and then because it's my dad's, but like, it's crazy that we ended up talking. Well, I knew we were going to talk about religion, but not like this. But
Yeah.
I don't know, it is crazy.
It's crazy that today of all days, like, you woke up and were like, maybe today.
Yeah. And I didn't end up wearing it.
It's a lot. It's a lot, but I feel like definitely these thoughts le van a llegar, estos pensamientos y estas palabras les van a llegar a la gente que las entienda y a la gente que no las entienda y que nos juzgue, no me importa que nos juzguen, pero digo, la gente que...
But also, we're planting a seed.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like a la gente que no le llegue, es okay, les llegará a lo mejor en otro tiempo, igual que nos llegó a nosotros. But I do definitely feel that today was a wild day, full of a lot of moments, como nos dijeron los muchachos, of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, filled of a lot of moments where I felt God and I felt sentía Cristo. So I really, truly did. Because I am God and I am Jesus Christ. Because they were the same. Que fueron, como fue Jesús a Dios, soy yo a Dios. So we're all the same. Does that make sense?
I don't know. That don't make sense in my head.
So Jesus was like us. He was us.
Yeah.
Human. And he learned a spiritual journey. So just the way I connect to God, I am him, I am you. Me and you we're mirrors. We're the same.
Yeah. And actually, that's why the Catholic Church feeds you God.
What?
Te das, el vino es su sangre,
Oh,
el pan es la hostia. Because we are all one. We all connect.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a lot for today, guys.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
Do you have anything
A lot
else
to
add?
process. I'm going to get home and I'm going to have a lot to reflect on, I feel like. But no, I think that's all I have for today.
Me too. I really appreciate this space, and it was crazy because coming in, I felt like my mind wasn't here, but afterwards, like como que todo.
I was actually excited for today, like out of everything. I don't know
You
why.
were ready.
Yeah.
You were prepared.
Yeah.
It's not that I wasn't prepared. It's just that I was prepared because I had this, but after everything that happened today, my mind was kind of like en todas las cosas que pasaron.
Yeah.
So I'm just thankful that we sat down and had this conversation because I feel like it just kind of helped everything click into place.
Yeah, it did.
And
And so did the Mormons that
So
are
did-
not called Mormons.
what is it called? It's LDS, the Latter Day Saints. Jesus Christ, no, Latter Day Saints, yeah. LDS is what the church is called. Latter Day Saints. The Church of Jesus Christ Latter Day Saints. Is that what she said? I think I went to school with people that were Mormons. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's probably on there. That's smart. The Book of Another Testament of Jesus Christ. I'm not sure, but
No. But yeah.
That's all we have for you guys today.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Comment, like, and subscribe. Share. Let us know what you guys felt this week.
Yeah. And ask us any questions.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.